Welcome back to our lesson of Adobe After Effects. In this lesson, we are going to learn about the compositions in Adobe After Effects. Well, there is a lot of complex stuff which happens up here on Adobe After Effects because you are making an animation. And obviously, when you are adding an animation, there are a couple of things you have to keep in mind. First thing is going to be time maintaining, then obviously the uses of the tools, and also a lot of other stuff such as syncing up, layering up, and all of those. So we are going to show you all of the basics about what you need to learn about this composition panel, or also about compositions in Adobe After Effects. So first thing what we're going to do is I already have this animation applied over here. I'm going to play it up. You can see arg, not, and go titles. Okay, you can see this is how it basically works. But one thing what you can do is make up your own ones. The first thing you have to keep in mind is opening up the project, which has all of the details. As you can see that I have over here, we have my text. You can see over here, arg, then this, and then this, then this, and the last one is this. And if you want to edit it, you can like reveal it, reveal in composition, and also replace it. You can also delete it if you want to. Select on it and press on delete, and that will be deleted. You can also press on Control Z, which works as an undo. Okay, I'm going to do is like play on it again, and a specific text will be removed. Okay, so you have to keep those things in mind and how you will be able to get the hold of all of the details which you're going to put. Adobe After Effects is going to scan up all of the data in your specific animation or your project and then categorize them according to their basis, such as the text. Then we have is placeholders where you can apply your photos. You can see there are two placeholders. Then we have is pre-comps. You can see title, photo, video, placeholder text, scene, and then comp. Okay, comp are these compositions which you are going to apply. Then we have are the solids. These are the backgrounds which work as the background photo. Now, just like I told you in the previous lesson how you'll be able to apply photos. So as I already have two of these placeholders, I'm going to do is apply two of these placeholders. Right click on it, press on import. Make sure to select the part where you are going to add in your photo or video. From here, I'm going to do is import or click on file. From here, I selected a photo and I'm going to click on OK once per session. OK. And that photo will be applied over here. So I'm going to do is drag it right underneath so that I can drop the photo over there and that will be applied. It will take a bit of a time to apply that because it will render the whole thing on itself. So I'm going to do is take the photo up over here, and as that is applied, I'm going to do zoom out, and you can see this is how it actually looks like. And after that is done, I'm going to do is press on OK, and I'm going to do is click on this composition placeholder or select on the first one. I'm going to press on OK, play it up, and you will see it will also take a bit of a time to render up that photo and also the customizations or modifications that has been applied to a specific video or your animation. You can see that it is like rendering really slow, so you have to like wait for a while, and you can see that I am going to apply another photo over here too. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to do select on placeholder 2, which is this one. And I'm going to do is click on file. I'm going to do is import, find out import. I'm going to do is click on file. From here, I'm going to do select this one, and that will be also applied. I'm going to do is take that photo up over here, and that photo has been applied too. So as that has been applied, what I'm going to do is take this underneath all of them because I don't want them to stay at the top. So as it is like at the bottom, I'm going to do is press it over here. I'm going to do is keep the text up. I'm going to do is take it up over here, and if it still doesn't work, what you're going to do is mask it up. So I'm going to do is click on, let's say, masking option, mask, new mask, or mask the shape path, new mask. As that has been applied, I'm going to do is take it up at the top. And now let's see if it works. I'm going to click on this type, title 1, select double click on it. I'm going to do select on it. I'm going to do is take it at the beginning, and I'm going to do is press it. Okay, I'm going to do is remove it. I'm going to do is play it up, and I'm going to do is render it a bit so that I can get a smooth video later on. As that has been applied, what I'm going to do is take that pixels at the bottom, and that has been applied. I'm going to do is take it up over here, click on this, play it up, and see if there is making any difference. If it's still not making any difference, what I'm going to do is select on it. That has been applied. As this is still open, I'm going to do select on it. I'm going to first off, I'm going to delete this one. If it still doesn't work, delete it. Select on the placeholder 2, which is still empty. And you can see in the placeholder 1, we already have our photo. So this is going to help you to find out the layers or the backgrounds which are, let's say, already has the photo on. But select on the other ones and you will find out that it is like there's no photo over here. I'm going to click on File, open it up, import files. I'm going to do is apply that, and that will also be applied. You can see it is over here. You take it up over here, and that looks quite good. Paste it right around here, and I'm good to go. I'm going to do is select on composition, type 1, title 1. I'm going to do is find out the first or the beginning of this animation and play it up. You can see arc, and then this animation's opened up, and you can see not, and then it's going to open up another layer, which is going to be another one, let's say titles and all of those. But obviously when you apply a photo, it's going to take a bit of a time because it renders all of the videos and then applies it directly to your animation. So you don't have to do all of the work by yourself. The only thing what you're going to work on is going to be layering up, then masking it up. If you have any shapes applied, then you will also be able to rasterize it and then also mask it up according to your desire. Then find out the ones which layer is empty, and then put in those details so that you get a specific or your desired type of animation which you are trying to get. Now I'm going to do is play it up and back again. And you can see it looks a lot better than how it actually was. And you can also see the FPS, which is 29.97, which is also real time. So now we have our animation. Now let's talk a bit more about composition. Obviously, we've described you all about this panel and the timeline panel, and I've also described to you about this project panel where you are going to find out all of your data, or let's say all of the information or objects that has been applied to your specific project. Let's say title 1, which is fast typography. Okay, then you can apply whichever photo you want and also edit it according to your desire. Let's say if you want to like edit in a text, select on this text and find other text which you want to like make some edits. Let's say I'm going to select on this, double click on it, and this option will appear up. Then if you want to change the text, just double click on it and you will find your cursor in between it. Let's say I'm going to cut it off and type in, let's say, orange. Orange. I'm going to do is double click on it again, select on the selection tool, do is decrease the size. And you can see the size has been decreased. I'm going to select on the other text as I'm done with this first one. Double click on it. And that text will open up also. You have to wait for a while until it actually shows up on your screen. Now as it has showed up, I'm going to do the same thing. Select on the text. I'm going to do is select on it. Increase the size a bit. You can fix out the margins too. I'm going to do is cut it off. Now let's type in apples. Now that has been applied to. I'm going to select on this text tree, which is also going to apply. I'm going to do select on it. And you can see it appears over here. Do select it. Let's say I'm going to type in kiwi. And the last one over here, instead of this, I'm going to select on this over here. I'm going to select on somewhere around here. I'm going to do is cut it off. And I'm going to type in grapes. Okay. All of them has been applied. I'm going to select on title 01, typography. I'm going to do is take this at the beginning. And obviously it's going to render it back again, and you can see that it is being rendered on this green part. I'm going to play it up and see what changes it has made. Obviously it's going to take a bit of a time because it will render all of it according to the changes you made on your specific animation. Well, there are also a couple of things which you have to keep in mind before, let's say, compositions and all of those. After that, I'm going to show you how you'll be able to apply all of those too. Okay. But that is going to be very descriptive and a bit complex. Okay, so basically all of them has been rendered and you can see the difference on each and every one. Okay, so this is basically how you'll be able to custom modify and all of your, let's say, animations which you are applying on your specific project. Okay, And obviously you will also be able to do a lot of stuff such as applying times, extending it, and also cutting it off. That's like totally up to you how you're going to work with it. But there are also a couple of tools which you can use to make more changes. Okay. But as we are done with this part of, making changes on a pre-built one, I'm also going to show you how you'll be able to start off composition from scratch. So I'm going to do is cut all of them off. I'm going to do is click on this file. I'm going to do is click on new. I'm going to do is start up a new project. And I'm going to click on new composition. If you want to do that, just click on new composition. And from here, you will find out composition name. Let's say I'm going to type just photos because I just want the basics. Photos. And then you'll be able to fix out the preset. You'll find out a lot of them over here. Make sure to select the one which you actually need. Well, there are a couple of resolutions and also a couple of FPS. You'll find out basically it's going to be from 24 to 30, okay? But if you want to use, let's say 60, 90, and 120 and all of those, well, you have to put it in like manually, okay? But obviously when you are using higher frames, obviously you're gonna need a higher, or let's say a higher NPC. I'm gonna do is keep it around HD and 180, 180p, and then lock the aspect ratio. Make sure to keep the pixel aspect ratio to be square pixels, and then here I'm gonna type in, let's say 40. Okay, we have 40 frames per second now. Then it's going to be, let's say, resolution to be full, and then make sure to select the start time code and also the duration, and make sure to select the background. After that, what you're gonna do is just press on OK, and then you will find out a new composition has been applied. But first thing I'm gonna do is cut off all of them, and we have our first composition. If it's just removed, I'm gonna do is select all of them, press on Control, and then select all of them, and then press on Delete. Delete, and all of them has been deleted. And the first thing I'm gonna do is do the same thing. I'm gonna do is keep it composition and keep pressing OK. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is apply in a photo. To do that, what I'm going to do is just click on Files, click on Import, click on Files. I'm going to do select on this one. That photo has been applied over here. I'm going to do is take it down. Okay, I want this to be the first one. I'm going to do is take it. This is the first. Let's say I'm going to do is just keep it around here. Then I'm going to do is take it around over here. Okay, which is going to be our first comp. Now we have our background as this photo. So as we have our background as this photo, I'm going to do is minimize it. Do is keep it somewhere around over here. And that has been applied. Then I'm going to see that it is still 30 seconds. But what if you want to cut it off? Let's say I want to keep it to be 10 seconds. And obviously you can't do it from over here like keeping like this. But you will be able to do that from over here too. You can see it like this. Make sure to select the bottom one on the layer one, but not this one, okay? So you'll be able to cut it off. Another method of cutting off a video, what you're gonna do is right click on it, click on time. You'll find out this time stretch option, and then select this new duration. Let's say I want 5, or let's say I want 50. What I'm gonna do is type in 05, hit on enter. You'll find it to be 5 seconds. So that is basically how it works. Now I want it to be 10 seconds. So I'm going to keep it somewhere around 10. Now we are done with this part as our background. Now I'm going to do is apply in another photo. And click on File, click on Import, Files. Just select, let's say I'm going to select on this photo. That has been applied. But obviously when I select on this, I have to paste it around here so that I have my photo applied over here. I'm going to do is take it somewhere around over here, even though you can see that it is not visible. If you want it to overlay it, what you're going to do is take this at the top. And now you have the first one over here. But I'm going to take it around here so that it looks a lot more better. I'm going to play it up, and you will see somewhere around 10. It will just change the photo. See? Now I'm going to do is take it right around here. I'm going to do is cut it off too. Double click on it. Select on a specific one, and then take it to around over, let's say I'm going to keep it like this. I'm going to keep it somewhere around 4, and this one to be somewhere around here. Okay, what I'm going to do is play it up. Even though you can see this is basically how it works. I'm going to do is select on composition. Don't worry, because if they're showing up, just cut it off. go over to composition and play it up. Even though you can see it is not visible, but now it is. So this is basically how composition works. If you want to apply effects, what you're going to do is, first off, I want, let's say, this motion blur. I'm going to do is take it around over here. And I'm going to do is minimize this duration over here. I'm going to do is play it up. And then you will see that it will kind of look like this. But there is actually no transition or animation applied. So if you want to like apply transition and animation, then I'm going to put that up in a new lesson, because this lesson is all about this composition. And composition can be complex and also advanced at the same time. So you have to keep that thing in mind. And obviously when you're composing it, you are going to need the help of almost all of the tools and almost all of the interface Adobe After Effects has. Let's say snapping, default, review, learn, small screen, standard, and all of those. If you want to add effects, we have this option of audio, Boris channel, and all of those. I'm going to press on utility. I'm going to do select on Simeon converter. I'm going to select on gamma. I'm going to do is paste it around over here. And you can see the effect has been applied. So this is basically how you apply the effects on a specific one. I'm going to do is take it around here and just click on this effects again, and that effect is being removed. Then I'm going to do is select on this time. I'm going to do is press on echo. I'm going to do is open it up. I'm going to do is take it up on the first one. Now I will be able to see that the effect has been applied. I'm going to press on OK, play it up, and that is how it actually works. Okay, you can also use CC force motion blur and all of those. And if you want, let's say, transitions too, you will be able to apply animation presets. Let's say I'm going to do is select on synthesize, or let's say shapes. I'm going to do is select on images. I'm going to do is select on bloom lights. You can see this is basically how it works. This is basically how it's going to work when I select on it. And I'm going to do is select on crystallize. I'm going to do is remove this effect and apply it. I'm going to do is take on this part. Let's say I'm going to do is lower. And as I've selected it, you can see how it actually works. I'm going to do is minimax up over here. And that has been applied. So now you know how you'll be able to use all of these options or all of these panels and take also advantage of them. Okay, so this is basically composition. And in the next lesson, I'm going to show you about pre-composition and how you are going to do that. So let's move on to that lesson.